Hi there, thank you so much for joining me today. This video is going to be a project pan update for my 8 by August project pan, and I think it's also going to be an early finale. Typically my project pans last anywhere from 2 to maybe 4 months at the most, so this being a 7-month project pan was definitely new for me, and I wasn't really a fan of it, honestly. I did have some more long-term products in here that were going to take several months to show progress on, and I do think I did a good job having progress every month, but I worry that this video and maybe the previous video and the video I would have done for my finale next month, they just would have been very repetitive and very similar because I'm really only talking about the same like 3 products because I used up the other 4 or 5 products pretty early on in the project pan. Anyway, I'm just going to get started and then hopefully very soon I will have a brand new project pan introduction coming your way. So let's get some of the products I've already finished or hit my goal on a long time ago out of the way. The first one is the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Dark Circle Eraser in the shade Brightener. I enjoyed using it. It was a thin formula, it had decent coverage, and it was a good color corrector. Not something I'm going to repurchase because Maybelline's not a cruelty-free brand, but it was a good product nonetheless. Same with the LA Girl Pro Conceal. I actually have another one of these. I do enjoy this as a color corrector. It's a little bit more creamy and moisturizing than the Maybelline one, and it has more of a peachy undertone instead of like a straight up pink, and it worked nicely as a color corrector, and I have another one. I think it's a good product. The next products I'd already hit my goal on were the 2 bronzers I had. I had the Bobbi Brown Golden Light Bronzer. I wanted to hit pan on it, and I did. And then same for the Nars Laguna Bronzer. I wanted to hit pan, and I was able to hit pan pretty quickly, so I hit goal on both of those as well. The next product is a new update. It is the Maybelline Baby Lips, and it's in the shade Cherry Me. It was a beautiful kind of like red. It is gone. It's used up. I'm not going to dig out what's in there because I don't think it's worth it. It's not a very moisturizing formula. It was a nice color depositing balm, but it's something that you had to put on very often because it didn't actually keep your lips moisturized. Not something I would repurchase, but I'm glad to have it out of my collection. And the next product is the By Terry Hyaluronic Hydra Powder, and I am almost finished with this. I only have a little bit left. I'm really excited I'm making such good progress on it because this is a very expensive product, so I'm glad that I'm actually getting enough use out of it that I'm actually finishing it. It didn't take me as long as I thought it would to show this much product, but it definitely isn't something that I blew through really quickly. I feel like I'm still getting my money's worth, and I'm getting a good value for the amount that I paid, and it's a nice powder. Not something I'm going to repurchase. I'm sure there are other finely milled, thin, translucent powders like this out there on the market, and I'm definitely going to try them out. And I'm glad to have this almost gone. I wanted to have it done by the end of the project, but honestly, I feel like I made a ton of progress. I'm really happy with how much I was able to use this over the course of this project pan. The next 2 products are a little bit more disappointing. I went on a trip to Charleston and to Miami for the last 5 weeks. I only just got back last Saturday, and I brought most of my project pan products with me to work on while I was away, and one of them I just plain forgot to bring with me, and the other one broke and I didn't have a chance to fix it before I went on my trip, so I had to leave it behind. The first one is the One Heck of a Blot Powder by Soap & Glory. This is the one that kind of shattered. I planned on repressing it before I left for Charleston, and I was going to bring it with me and use it because it's a little bit hotter down there in the south. There's a little bit more humidity. I figured I'd want a setting powder to kind of mattify my face and touch up whenever I got oily throughout the day. Unfortunately, I just didn't have the time to repress it before I left, so I had to leave it behind and bring a different powder in its place, and once again I just haven't had the time to repress it since. I will repress it and probably use it up either in another project pan or just in my own time, and I definitely plan on having this done fairly soon. I had already used up quite a bit of it before it shattered, but I even mentioned in my last project pan that the product was kind of lifting a little bit and I was worried it was going to shatter from being around in my backpack, and it eventually did. I was right. So I'm going to repress this eventually and finish it up, but I don't know. I feel like for the sake of this project pan, I really feel like I made good progress. The next product is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Dip Brow Pomade in the shade Taupe. I have very minimal progress on this, unfortunately. I do enjoy using it and I think it's a good product. I thought I brought it with me on my trip, and I even brought the brush that I use with it, and I just forgot to bring this, and so it was a shame because I really was going to use it a lot, and then I just didn't have it on me to use. So not a lot of progress on this one, but it's something that I will continue to use. I think it's a good product. And the very last one is my Kat Von D Shade and Light Eye Contour Palette. If you're interested in what my thoughts are on the Kat Von D anti-vaccination situation and what my future buying habits concerning this brand will be, I will put them in the description box. That way if you don't care, you don't have to hear me talk about it. This was the only eyeshadow palette I brought with me on my trip, so I was able to use it pretty often, and I actually hit pan in, I think, 2 more shades. I can't remember what was the progress the last time. I think I had hit pan on 3 shades, but now I've hit pan on 5. So I've hit pan on all 3 of these top shades, and I've hit pan on this white shade here, and this less white, this off-white shade next to it. And I'm really excited to have so much progress on this. This definitely has a more powdery formula, so if you do use it regularly, I don't think it's impossible to hit pan. Keep in mind that these pans up here, even though they are wider, they're much thinner, so it's much easier to hit pan on these ones than it is to hit pan on the bottom ones. The bottom ones are relatively thick, which I think is good. It's a good value for your money. It's a nice product. I'm going to keep it in my collection for now. I just bought another all matte palette from Milani. I bought the Must Have Mattes palette. They have different enough colors that I could justify owning both of them. This one, it does have some warmer shades, but I would say it's predominantly cool or neutral toned. And I think the Milani one has some more purples in it. It does have some more burgundies in it, and it has a bigger variety of different undertones. But I do like this palette, and I will continue to use it. So that's everything from my project pan. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm really excited to start a fresh project pan that will be coming up shortly, and I'm just really excited. If anyone has any ideas for themes, are there any themes going around that you love watching? Let me know. I don't really have any specific theme or name in mind. Let me know in the comments. I'm definitely open to suggestions, but in the meantime, that's everything I have. Thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys!